What's up, superfans? It is Fit Nerd from Superheroes Ultimate, and today we're going to be unboxing Wave 1. A lot of people have been calling it Wave 4 due to the other waves of the Avengers of Infinity War. This is actually Wave 1 of Avengers Endgame. So if you guys are looking for it, you can either find it by saying Wave 4 of Avengers or Avengers Endgame Wave 1. This is actually Wave 1, and the Build-A-Figure is a badass Thanos, so I can't wait to actually get this Build-A-Figure up and running because this looks freaking sick! If you're new to this channel, then hit the subscribe button and hit the notifications button so you can stay updated in the here and now in the superhero world. First on the list we have Captain America. Alright, so we have the Captain in the house with his shield, and this is a pretty badass looking shield actually. Look at that. Even the detail on the other side with the leather straps. Obviously they're not real leather, but still pretty cool. Has the metallic look to it. That shine on the actual shield is actually pretty cool, so that's a pretty cool paint job. Has the texture in it. I mean, these are really... Marvel Legends is very good when it comes to detailing. Come on, Cap. Let's get you out of the ice again. Alright, so this is the Cap. Mobility wise, you can see his head actually moves pretty good. Yes, no test. There you go. His armor, he's wearing that really cool badass suit that we've been seeing all over in the trailers now. We still are unknown featured wise as far as its actual purpose. Is it going to be for time travel? Is it going to be traveling through the quantum realm? But this is our first actual look. There's that thing that we kept on seeing in the leaks on his hand, which could be for either, again, it could be for the quantum realm or it could be for time travel. But this is a really up close and personal look at the actual suit, and it looks sick. So whoever's cosplaying this, let me know if you have the capabilities, because look at the texture on the suit itself. There's a lot of pieces if you're going to cosplay this. Check out the boots. His mobility in his ankles. Let's do the butt kick test. Let's see. Boop. Right, so that's oh no, actually it goes pretty far, almost up to his butt. If you push the heel back, boop, 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 there you go. He reaches there, and he actually does turn at the torso. So if you notice, he can go all the way around. He can even creepily go like completely a 360. But you could do some really cool stance with this thing. You could do some crazy fight scenes. Let's put the shield on. Nope. Well, I guess if I play around with it a little bit more, I'll figure out the shield itself. And so I did figure out the shield after playing around with it a little bit. So it does go all the way through, and his hand holds the second strap right here. Or, well, first, depends where you're looking from, but this strap right here, the smaller one, actually goes into his hand so he can hold the shield, and it actually looks really cool when you stand him up and he's ready for battle. So there you go. Captain America! Next up we have Hawkeye! Oops, I mean Ronin. And then back to Hawkeye. Alright, so the Ronin character, as you can clearly see, it has a Thanos piece to the Build-A-Figure. And actually Ronin has the most important piece. Now, I don't know if that's an Easter egg to something that's going to happen in the movie or his importance in the Endgame movie, but his is the Thanos. There it is, the gauntlet, the Infinity Gauntlet of Thanos. So if you want the Infinity Gauntlet for the Thanos Build-A-Figure, you must get Ronin. The Captain America one does not bring a Build-A-Figure, but it is such a badass figure that who cares if it doesn't bring one. It is definitely a necessity to this wave. Again, Marvel Legends with their cool detail. As you can see, just the sword itself has plenty of detail. It is definitely a tiny samurai sword. Totally badass with their details. Different in size, we have the bigger sword and the small sword, as we saw in the Avengers Endgame trailer. Not only that, but we have the interchangeable hands. He has ninja stars here. Kind of like a Gambit figure that has like the cards that he's throwing him out. And again, with that detail and the paint job, they actually, you can see a little bit of scuff right there. I guess they messed up on the paint job, but these are so high in demand right now that I'm not surprised that they're trying to just keep up with it. Get Ronin out. Alright, so here is the Ronin figure. So the hood completely comes off. It doesn't have anything hooking it on or securing it. It just kind of just hangs out right there. Still looks really cool. You can see the hood in the back right there. This is the... and it even has the holster for the swords. So let me actually put the swords in here. There's one. I guess if I put them both at the same time, that'll be better. Yep. So it does fit both of them. You see right there. That's both swords. Just the detail. Seriously, these Marvel Legend figures are awesome. I'm totally in love with these figures. Look at this texture on the jacket. The swords, the holder actually comes off, so you guys can see that right there. You can actually unbutton it right here and then secure it again. You could just take off the hood. He has a ninja style. So awesome. Build-A-Figure, Thanos' gauntlet, ninja stars. Okay, that looks freaking cool. Butt test. See his leg movement. It's not that much mobility on his legs, but he does have his ankle joint right here. He has the little pivot right here in the mid-thigh. He does have that swivel at the waist like Captain America. Alright, there you go. There is Clint Burton as Ronin, and he looks awesome! Then we have Ebony Maw. I love this character in Avengers Infinity War. Will he be back in Endgame? I have Ebony Maw, which Ebony Maw, I really liked him because he was an evil wizard in the Avengers Infinity War. His fight against Doctor Strange was just freaking epic, seeing magic versus magic. And his Build-A-Figure, he has no accessories with him. Not that he really needs any. I mean, his powers are magical. You can see his hands with these weird ring things. They're just painted on. Again, with that cool texture onto the suit. Very Thanos themed, obviously, with the gold and whatnot, like we saw in the movie. I mean, this is exactly what we saw in the movie, down to every little fine detail. And you could see his face right here. So you guys could see all of the details, even painted in his eyes. He is one creepy looking dude, man. He has a weird back comb over, basically, because he's bald, but he's still hanging on to the little bit of hair he has left. Insecurity issues much? But it kind of resembles like cloth right here. Let's do the butt kick. So he actually is pretty damn flexible, goes all the way back. You can actually touch his butt with the butt kick. And he has a really good articulation. He has the mid-thigh, he has the knee, he has the ankle. And I believe, yeah, he has the upper torso that he can turn back and forth. And he comes with a piece of the Build-A-Figure, Thanos' leg. And you could get a close-up of the paint job on it. The gold, the metallic gold color that I really love. I saw a lot of this metallic style color or metallic paint on the Captain Marvel wave, the Marvel Wave 1. This is really freaking cool. Look at the size difference. It's not that much bigger than Ebony Maw's leg in comparison. So Ebony Maw is a tall dude, man. And wanted to take a moment and give a big shout out to Performa with their cool gear with shaker cups, wristbands, all officially licensed. Star Wars, DC, Marvel, and so much more cool gear. Check out the description below. and use code FITNERD15 and you will get 15% off your entire order. Then we have the Living Laser. Alright, so the Living Laser, which is a super villain, and his look has changed over time. In the 60s, he was just a scientist who developed technology to use lasers as a weapon. And the supervillain in the 60s, or in the original Avengers comics, was actually obsessed with the love interest of Ant-Man, which is Janet Van Dyne, the Wasp. So the Living Laser in this version, which some of you may notice he looks familiar because he has shown up in the Avengers Assemble series. He is still a supervillain. He is no longer obsessed with Janet Van Dyne, but still, I kind of like this version of him because he actually looks a lot cooler. The paint job, like an airbrush type situation. And you see, I just totally scraped a little bit off the top here before I was just yanked them out of the packaging. But the body actually looks like a living laser, which is really cool. It's got like this clear look to it, especially in the torso right here. He can do his sit-ups. He has that joint of articulation right there. He can turn at the waist like Captain America and Ronin. And his arms actually have this weird joint right here. Can actually go all the way back and all the way forward, which I kind of like actually. It's pretty cool. His arms have like total mobility. Look at this. The Living Laser is made out of photons. So he is literally a living laser. Brings the torso of Thanos' armor, and then you can get a close-up right here of the Thanos armor. Sick! Again, with that sweet detail. He definitely has mobility, the Thanos armor. See? So when we hook them all up, he is gonna look really awesome. I love that metallic paint that they use for the Marvel Legends. And he has these two accessories which are really, these really flexible, flimsy looking things, but it's meant to feel like light, which is pretty cool. Look how flexible this is. It completely opens up and then it curls up, so you can put it on his hands and it looks like he's shooting lasers out of his hands. Look at that. Very, very flexible. This is actually a really cool idea. It's not solid, so you can just wrap it around his hands. Alright, so there you have the super villain that will be introduced hopefully at some point in the MCU, because he does have ties to the Avengers. He used to work with Tony Stark. He was in love with Janet Van Dyne in the old school comics. In the new comics, which he looks like this, well, in the new comics and in the series of the animated Avengers Assemble, this is the current look that we have, present day living laser. I hope to see him in the MCU at some point. That would be pretty badass. He is a cool character. He's literally a living laser, so his body is completely made out of photons. I would love to see that in the MCU on the screen in the movie. That would be pretty cool. He'd be a pretty badass villain to deal with. Nighthawk, which is kind of like DC's Batman and Hawkman into one single person, and then Marvel decided to be Nighthawk. And Nighthawk's real name is Kyle Ridgman, and his origins are basically that he's a rich dude. He was basically a douche, and had some bad circumstances happen to him, and his powers are only activated at night for some reason. But his character is actually pretty cool. He has a bit of a mixture from other superheroes. I mean, he kind of resembles a little bit of Hawkman from DC, but also he resembles a little bit of a touch from Wolverine, because you can see the 3 claws right here, and no, they do not come from his forearms like Wolverine. They are just 3 claws that he has from his gloves, but he does have superhuman strength, durability, stamina. He is a full-blown superhero, but at daytime he does not have superhuman anything. He is just a regular human. But this figure is actually pretty cool. It has a huge cape. Look at the cape. It actually attaches to the back right here, so you could stay pretty good. But it does kind of move as you can fight with him, I guess, with the other figures. Detail wise, paint job wise, it's okay. I kind of okay with it. Not the biggest character to have in this wave, but he does look really cool when he's standing with his big ass cape. To the butt test, he doesn't have, nope, he does go all the way back. He almost reaches his butt. His ankle goes like all the way around for some reason. I don't know if that's supposed to do that, but I've never seen an ankle actually move side to side and back, up and down. So I'm not sure if that's supposed to happen, but pretty cool articulation as far as the feet go. Pieces of the Build-A-Figure Thanos. He brings his sword spear thing that none of us know what the actual what actually caused him to make this, or where he got it, or if he's going to use it to fight with. It's an interesting looking dual spear slash sword thing. So this is the other arm. You can see that he's supposed to hold it on this hand right here. That is the Build-A-Figure pieces that will come with Nighthawk. So you will need to get him if you want to complete that badass Thanos figure that everybody wants. Paint job looks pretty cool. A couple of scuffs here, I guess on mine. I don't know if I rushed opening it, which I did do with a lot of these. Paint job looks like it's a little bit scuffing here. Overall, that looks pretty awesome. Then we have Citizen V. Another relatively unknown, or known if you're a comic reader. Citizen V is actually Zemo from Captain America Civil War. He takes on this persona. So just like Nighthawk, he has a big ass cape, he has this patriotic look, but he's actually just in disguise. He is actually Zemo, super villain, and he does fight against the Avengers, obviously. And his story of in the comics is actually kind of confusing, because he dies and then his consciousness wakes up in his grandson's body, and then he wakes up later on, he dies again, and then he wakes up as a computer. And I mean, it's a big royal mess. As far as who Citizen V is, it is Captain Zemo, this version of Citizen V, which actually means Citizen Victory. You could kind of just put him up against Captain America. It makes sense why he's within this wave with Captain America. He comes with one accessory, which is the sword right here. I'm actually going to leave the little clear plastics because it's holding the sword pretty good, and you don't really see it, but it looks really cool. Again, like Nighthawk, I'm not a particular fan of him, but it's another supervillain that your figures can go up against, and he does look pretty damn cool. Paint job is pretty cool. The cape actually can come off just like Nighthawk. You can see that it has like the little button thing that just hooks on to his back. The Build-A-Figure, he brings Thanos' other leg, and there is a metallic paint job. This one looks a bit better than the one I received on the last one, so I guess it wasn't as beat up. Oh, it does have a little tiny nick right here, which is kind of bothered me as a collector. But I love this cool metallic paint job. You can see the size difference of Thanos when he's going to be standing next to Citizen V. Then we have, last but not least, the mighty Hercules. How many want to see Hercules and Thor arm wrestle? Alright, so this is actually one of my favorite out of this wave, and I love that he's finally getting some type of attention, because he is actually a long-term Avenger. He has fought against Thor just because he wanted to fight him for fun, and he's actually one of the ones that can go toe-to-toe with Thor, besides the Incredible Hulk, and actually be able to fight him hand-to-hand combat. So Hercules, pretty badass accessories. He has this axe type of thing. It's like a 3-axe type of weapon. He has this badass sword that comes with it, and he has interchangeable hands, and these are the ones that he can actually use to hold the weapon. So you can make one of his hands the actual fist and the other one the weapon, or both weapons. So I do like the fact, it may look silly from the packaging that he's like, wait, he has 2 sets of fists. No, this is actually the ones that hold the weapons, and the other ones are just straight up fists to punch people out with. So this is the mighty Hercules with his hairy manly chest. The hair is just obviously painted on, but still looks pretty cool. Articulation wise, he can do some type of sit-ups, I think. Yeah, there you go. See, he can bend it here at the torso. He can turn at the torso like Captain America. His hands can move, they swivel, forearm. Look at those mighty biceps. Dude, do you even lift? That is, and he's rocking a man bun. He's totally rocking that man bun. Would you even say anything to this man about that man bun? Detail wise, looks awesome. His face looks awesome. His hair looks freaking fabulous. I mean, he's freaking Hercules, dude. Come on, Hercules. And Hercules comes with the most important piece to the Build-A-Figure of Thanos, which is the head piece of the Build-A-Figure. Look at that detail. Thanos looks mean. He is pissed off that the Avengers are gonna destroy all of his plans that he already succeeded on. He wiped out half the universe. That is a really cool sculpt, I gotta admit. Look at that. That Thanos looks freaking beast mode. Alright, so we have all of the pieces to the Build-A-Figure of Thanos. Let's put them together. Alright, so this is the Thanos Build-A-Figure. He is freaking huge. He's almost the size of the Centauri from the Captain Marvel wave. Probably my favorite feature on this figure is obviously the gauntlet. The gauntlet looks freaking amazing detail wise. You see all the Infinity Stones right there. Check out that close-up. It looks all beat up. It looks like the real genuine thing. That's freaking awesome. Let's do the butt test. He's actually pretty damn flexible. He can actually kick his butt. Look at this. Very flexible, very mobile. Check out that top view right there of the mighty Thanos. That just looks sick. He's ready to take on the Avengers again. Right there with a new weird spear thing. Alright, superfans, so that is the Avengers Endgame Wave 1, also considered the Avengers Wave 4. Like we established before, it is the first wave for Avengers Endgame Marvel Legends. And if you wanted to see the size comparison of the Thanos figure compared to the Captain Marvel Wave 1 Centauri towers over Thanos. So that Centauri figure is still the biggest of the Build-A-Figures by far right now. Still one of my favorites. But that Thanos figure with the detail and the gold metallic paint and the detail on it and that Infinity Gauntlet just looks insane. So until the next, superfans, this is Fit Nerd, over and out.
Hey superfans, unleash your inner superhero with these super compression shirts, tank tops, leggings, shorts, t-shirts, and even costumes. Link in the description below.
3, 2, 1,